This week's test drive is the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. What is the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid? Well, you know the name Toyota Corolla. It's affordable, it is compact, it's economical in terms of gas mileage as well, and it comes in a hybrid. This is the SUV version, the Toyota Corolla Cross, and this one happens to be a hybrid. Corolla Cross comes in two versions. There's a gas model that has about 140 horsepower and the hybrid that has 196 horsepower. So not only does it get better fuel economy, about 42 miles per gallon city and highway combined, better in the city, less on the highway, but it also has more power and it has standard all-wheel drive. So if you really need an SUV that can do snow, that can do rutted roads, that can do slick roads, that has all of that capability in all four seasons, the Corolla Cross Hybrid really is the way to go. So on first glance, the Toyota Corolla Cross reminds me a lot of the Subaru Crosstrek, especially in this acidic citrus color, which is I might say, as a mother, lovingly, it reminds me of the first days of an infant baby. If you've been a new mom, you know what I mean. But this color definitely is distinct. It's probably not the color I would choose, but it does remind me of some of those colors that Subaru picks out for their cars. Now, I want you to notice a few details here. We have black cladding over the wheel wells and on these lower panels, and it is all-wheel drive. And this black cladding is designed to protect the car from mud, rocks, and other things. In fact, we also have tiny little mud flaps there as well. You'll see on the back the Corolla Cross name, the Toyota logo, and the XSE Hybrid all in black. It is hybrid. XSE is the top of the line, and that is really good news because not only is this loaded, but it's loaded at a really good price, just a hair under $36,000 for our test model. That includes the delivery fee, and for that you get quite a lot. The Corolla Cross is all classic SUV. It's compact, but it has those proportions. So you'll notice not only the cladding, which is great for SUVs, and then the black details. So black cladding, black roof, contrasting with the body color, black mirrors, but then a real SUV shape. So the roof line comes back and it extends. We have roof rails on this version. These are an option, so you can add them on. And then one thing that Corolla did with the Corolla Cross that I really like is this trim piece here, and it has the Corolla Cross name up here. So you have a little bit of a badge here on the back. And then there is the rear end. The tail lights mimic the headlights to a certain degree. They're long and they scoop around the corners of the Corolla Cross, and then blacked out details here as well. The blacked out badge, the Corolla Cross name, and the XSE, which is our top of the line trim, and the fact that it's a hybrid. This does not have a motion activated lift gate, but it does have an electric lift gate. So you can open it by pushing a button. You can also open it with the key fob. And there's a button here to close the lift gate electronically, rather than manual, although there's a handhold here as well. And what do you get inside the cargo area? Well, it's actually quite spacious. Our version comes with a cargo net, so that's inside this little pouch here. And it has a nice little mat there. And underneath, there is space for a spare tire. This doesn't have a spare tire, but you can put one in if you want to take that thing out. And then there's a fair amount of space here and a cargo cover, which covers your cargo just like that, which is nice. It's sort of analog. It's the way we used to do things until things got real fancy, but I like it. And you can take it out if you don't want to leave it in the car. You can actually take it out. So it is removable, which is a nice detail. You also have foldable seats, and I want to show you that. Also analog, the seats just fold down with a push of the button on the shoulder, on the seat shoulder. So this one is a 60/40, so you can fold down just one side or both sides, however makes the most sense for you. And there she is with both seats folded down. Inside the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid, there are a lot of really nice features. Toyota has given you a premium look and feel at not a premium budget. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my phone into the wireless phone charger. Not all versions of the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid have that. The XSE does because it is the top of the line. But I want you to notice, this looks like leather. It's not. It's sort of a soft touch plastic. There is an 8-inch touch screen here. This has been completely redesigned. Toyota brought out a brand new system in 2021, and this has some great features, including this. Hey Toyota. So it has this really great voice activated assistance system, and this actually is something that you typically only find in much more expensive cars. So it's kind of a surprise to find this in the Toyota Corolla Cross, but we are in the XSE top of the line. Now, this system is something that Toyota added to all of its multimedia systems in 2011, and I'll point out to you a few other things. One, the Experience Drive Connect. Well, if you need navigation, there's your navigation. You have to subscribe, but you do get standard music. There's your phone. You can see vehicle systems at work, trip information, and if you need, if there are alerts that you should pay attention to. Your settings are here, so this is where you're going to find Wi-Fi, display, sound and media, some customizable settings here, so you can have it operate the way you would like. And there is Apple CarPlay. So I have connected my phone wirelessly. It is not wired, it's right here. And I can pop it into the wireless phone charger, which I can see is on because there's a green light right there. And it will charge wirelessly while giving me wireless Apple CarPlay, which is really great. The first thing you'll see when you sit down is this really lovely digital driver information screen. You can scroll through different functions here using these buttons on the steering wheel, and you'll see there you can scroll through, and this is where you're going to find driver information on the driver assisted system. So this is where you can turn on or off the blind spot monitor, the emergency braking, things like that, lane departure alert, and it even tells you what those things are, which is really nice. And then you can also scroll up and see what's playing on the radio. You can see when adaptive cruise is active. Then you can also scroll through and see other functions here as well. Let's see. There's also your average. And this tells us that we're averaging about 39 miles per gallon. It's a little bit less than the 42 mpg that they say that you'll get, but maybe we've been on the highway a little much, which is where you don't do quite as well with fuel economy. There is a center console or sort of a command center here, our heated seats, USB port, drive mode selector. We do have brake hold. I love that. And then over here is the power button. Listen. That's it. Because it's hybrid, it starts up quiet, and you can push this little EV button here, EV mode, and that allows you to drive just under electric power, only using electric power, not using the gas version, gas engine. That will kick in when the electric power is depleted. Now, if you really want to do that, you can, but really the better idea is to not use that and just use the hybrid engine, because that's where you're going to get that 42 plus mpg by having the battery assist rather than just using the battery. Now, I don't know what the fuel economy is going to be if you're just using the hybrid engine, but in theory, the electric motor does assist the fuel economy. So there is a standard sort of gear selector here. There is not a battery mode. In some hybrids, we have a B mode, which is almost like one pedal driving, or more like an eco mode. So we don't have that here, but what we do have is we have eco mode using this button right here. So that is a nice way to get a little more better fuel economy out of a gallon of gas. Also down here, here's our climate controls. This is really easy to use. Fans here, cabin temperature is right there. There are heated seats here. There's a USB-C port. I'm going to pull this back into gear. And then over here is our parking brake And our hold button, this is the brake hold button. I love this because I can tap this, and then when I'm at a traffic light or stop sign and I've pressed my foot all the way to the floor, I can then take my foot off the brake and the car will stay held in its position until I tap the accelerator. One of my very favorite features in cars. In the armrest, you'll find there is a 12-volt power port here, there is a USB-C port there, and a very small well to put a few small things. There are also cup holders between the front seats, and then there is a bottle pocket here and a bottle pocket on that side as well. So there are 4 bottle pockets, there are 4 cup holders, and there are 4 USB-C ports. Here we have our dome lights here, and then we have a power moonroof. So I can actually push a button and I can open or close this up. I can push a button to fully open the moonroof and close it, or I can push this one if I just want to get a little crack in just a little opening for air. The moonroof is obstructed by these crossbars here. Doesn't really get in the way, but it does take a little bit away from the view of the sky above. Let's take a look in the rear seat and see the back seat passenger amenities. Rear seat passengers have plenty of comforts. What you don't have is a ton of leg room. So I'm 5'8". This seat is set for my driving comfort, and it pretty much comes all the way back. So if you're going to put a kid's booster seat back here, that'll fit. If you're going to have a dog back here, your dog should be comfortable. Smaller, shorter passengers will be more comfortable. Otherwise, you might want to consider pulling your seat up just a little bit further towards the steering wheel to make rear seat passengers a little more comfortable. However, legroom aside, we do have air vents here, we have USB-C ports here, and there is a fold-down armrest. And the rear seats are fixed, they don't move back and forth, and they don't recline. So not a lot of functionality in the back seat, but that is really something for a larger compact SUV like the Toyota RAV4, which also comes in a hybrid, and it also comes in a plug-in hybrid. So you still get that great hybrid performance, but in a larger compact SUV. So let's take the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid for a spin. Note that the XSE has electric power seats for the driver, but not for the passenger. The passenger gets a manual seat with the bar underneath the seat to adjust it, and a lever on the side to adjust the height. So let's hop on the highway and see how the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid, we are in normal mode right now, functions, how it sounds with the CVT transmission. So because this is a hybrid and premium fuel economy is the goal here, it has a continuously variable transmission called a CVT, or sometimes it's called a VVT. So the idea behind the CVT is to give you the best fuel economy possible, because it's continually finding its space, its range. It can be a little loud. The Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid wins big points for all-wheel drive being standard. So if you need a car or an SUV that is capable in any sort of climate, and that's really what this is for, it's all about climate and terrain, not really about off-roading and adventure driving, this is a great choice. It wins points for being affordable. Priced at under $36,000, which is a good $12,000 below the current national average for a new car, it definitely falls into the affordable category. And it gets big points for nice high ground clearance, flexible cargo space, and the XSE edition at $36,000 is the top of the line, but it is really loaded. It's got great technology. It has all the features that you need and expect in a brand new car. And it has some very beautiful, higher end looking than the cost is. Then add in 42 mpg or so great hybrid performance, and the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid is a winner.